Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙀 Iyer. Today I have with me for the first time ever on our channel, veteran journalist for 40 years, Sri R. Rajagopalan. You may have seen him on many national primetime debates. He's a well-known journalist. He has been very respected in the fields of journalism. He has worked in many newspapers. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic because something really nasty, something terrible has happened in Kallakurichi in Tamil Nadu. To know all about it, let us welcome Sri R. Rajagopalan. Rajagopalan sir, namaskaram and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaskaram. So kind of you. First time I am joining you, and first time I am having the privilege of joining PGurus 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙥𝙥's domain. You have been
me, sir.
You are a rocking star in Indian politics, and also I have been following you for several years, Mr. Iyer. So I am privileged to join you. You ask me any question, I am ready to answer, sir. Since it is live, I must be careful because I am very loud mouth.
Sir, this is a very important and touching subject. What I'd like our viewers to know from you, sir, is what happened thus far in Kallakurichi. I'll just set the stage. There was a 16-year-old student who was in her 12th grade, and up until her 11th grade, she was a day scholar, meaning she was going from home to go to the school. And then on the 12th grade, her parents felt that, and the teachers also felt, that she would be better learning, staying at the school as a in-hostel person to learn. Unfortunately, this person, within a month or two of joining, she died. And they said that she committed suicide by jumping from the third floor, but the parents were not buying that. So that is where the thing started. And from there on, I request you, Rajagopalanji, to take it over because this has taken a totally different turn, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. And to give a perceptive narration about the Kallakurichi to your viewers, Mr. Iyer, this is Lavanya too. From my understanding, your viewers, PGuru viewers, are very popular with Lavanya, who has been such a pathetic end she arrived at. Similarly, the Sreemati, a student of 12th standard, she has been getting 85 to 90% marks a year. And can you believe that she will commit a suicide? No. In inside stories, there are 4 or 5 versions emerging out of enquiries done by the CBCID, and I have been in touch with few very senior citizens of Kallakurichi and also some officers in the Tamil Nadu government. I would categorize it in 3 quick points. One, the girl's death is not natural. Either it is not a suicide. We can't come to a conclusion before the police investigation is finalized. But presumption is that she has been killed. She has been murdered. There are 3 versions to that. You can attribute it to a sex scandal. You can attribute it to different family quarrel. But it's taking a political overtures. The reason being, Tamil Nadu police, which is known for a Scotland replica in southern India, but now Tamil Nadu police miserably failed. I would blame it on the Chief Minister, Mr. M.K. Stalin, because she has not tightened up the administration. Second, the most important is 3 days the local residents were agitating. They stopped their city routes. They stopped the national highway. Till then, the district collector nor the district superintendent of police were either dismissed or transferred. Today they are doing it after 96 hours, which is a criminal waste. It is a failure of the system of Mr. M.K. Stalin's administration. He was unwell. He was under corona. But at the same time, what was the duty of the Chief Secretary, Mr. 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙥𝙥, and the Director General of Police, Mr. Sailendra Babu, to give your viewers a perspective, the peculiar situation in Tamil Nadu. The police is not controlling the law and order. In Tamil Nadu, as per the rules of the state administration, in India, we have different states and different approaches towards the law and order. But In Tamil Nadu, the chief secretary is responsible for the law and order. My one simple question is, what was the home secretary of Tamil Nadu, what was the chief secretary of Tamil Nadu doing when the incident came? First thing, they have to silence that type of agitation, which they failed. Second, it has taken 25 to 30 crores rupees were wasted, by firing, by setting fire to 15 to 20 buses, including the, police jeep. A DIG rank officer has been assaulted by the mob, and things are like that. In simpler form, I would like to summarize it. Since we are live, I don't want to, use a very bad language. You can't edit it. If it goes to all over the world. The point is, Mr. Iyer, it is district administration failure. You have to blame it on the district collector and the district superintendent of police, and enlarging it, the buck stops at Mr. M.K. Stalin's table.
Rajagopalanji, couple of observations, and this is something that people are analyzing now. See, that there was an agitation by the local people, yes, that did happen, but it appears that some miscreants took over this thing, and they were the ones who did all the property damage. In fact, 400 people have been arrested. Sir, one of the really, really heartbreaking things, Rajagopalanji, and I'm having, I don't know how true this is, but it is from a magazine called Pudhiya Thalamurai TV channel. They said that 70% of the cows attacked, they cut off the udders. The where you get the milk from the cow, they cut it off. This is the most cruel punishment to this mute animal. Why would you want to inflict this kind of suffering on the pure animal? Sir, I don't know, you probably grew up in villages. I have seen this. The cows have to be milked every day. Why would they do something like this?
It is inhumane. The reason being, in North India, Mr. Iyer, I tell you, even yesterday, the Chhattisgarh government has come out with a novel idea of, selling. The government of Chhattisgarh will sell cow urine in a bottle. So that type of reverence they give to the cow. But in down south, especially in Tamil Nadu, from the way in which the Tamil Nadu police acted upon in arresting 2 activists of Periyar Kalagam, from that you can make it out, there is anti-social elements, there are anti-national elements, and I would blame it on the police which failed to arrest certain more people, because there is a shade of PFI and SDPI into the picture. That is the reason that cow teats are being cut, and the milking will be impossible for the cows in future. And the local residents, most of them are, from one particular community, they were all, agitated over that. The triggering point was, as you exactly put it, the Pudhiya Thalamurai story, it is the cutting of cows' milking portion. In Tamil, they call this nambu, that where you milk that cow, that is the teat, what they say TEAT in English. So that's, as you also said, it's a cruel to the mute animals. And 1,600 animals have been cut. That's a rough estimation. Can you believe? Where will the animals go? They have to either slaughter it or sell it. So God around saved Tamil Nadu.
That is why this damage is so massive. And Rajagopalanji, this is where people are really, really concerned, because what they're saying is, now news is coming out from Sri Lanka that it was a very small group of urban Naxals who planned the entire attack on the presidential the palaces, on the Rajapaksa family. And looks like this thing has the same playbook, meaning like it seems to have been taken from the same thing and enacted in Tamil Nadu. So there are some things called as flash mob. I don't know, you may have heard about flash mob. You'll see in YouTube videos, like suddenly 100 strangers will descend upon a mall and suddenly start dancing to one particular song. So this is all WhatsApp magic. So all these people will join one group and everybody will say, okay, practice this particular song. And then we are going and doing a flash mob at this particular mall at this time. Suddenly, all of them show up there. Everybody does the same move. It looks fantastic when it comes off. Now you have a flash riot. That is what people are saying, looking at what has played out in Kallakurichi. In other words, if anybody wants to create a disturbance, dial a riot, call and say, okay, come here. And WhatsApp is there. And also, I think the internet was not cut off when all this was happening and the information
I was coming to that point, Mr. Iyer. I was coming to that point, and you elaborated it very well. But there is a unique pattern. The Tamil Nadu police has experienced it. Since then, they did not learn a lesson on the crowd mob or whatever you say about this lightning type of strikes. So, during the lifetime of ADMK government, that is Edappadi Palaniswamy's tenure and O. Pannirselvam's tenure, if you recall, in Marina Beach for Jallikattu, what type of amount of crowd were collected? They were all from urban Naxals. So therefore, Jallikattu, Colombo, Kallakurichi, these three have a uniform pattern, which Tamil Nadu police should study and come out with a unique standard operating procedure, because Tamil Nadu police is very best in India. The reason being, Tamil Nadu police can act upon at the quickest possible time. But the district superintendent of police, including the DDGIG intelligence and also the Director General of Police, failed to disconnect that internet, failed to disconnect that WhatsApp group. Once the message is spread, even if you heard about during Corona time in Mumbai, how a WhatsApp group created a mayhem for North Indians to rush to their villages, that migrants issue. So therefore, these are all certain crowd mob, as you said. Tamil Nadu police miserably failed in disconnecting internet. You can say that it is not Srinagar, but Tamil Nadu is becoming another Srinagar by this way of urban Naxals and ultra Maoist type of persons getting into the antisocial camouflage. So it's a very serious situation. High time the chief minister acted upon, and now he has changed. He has shifted the district collector after 6 days, and the district superintendent of police have been collected, and that there is no judicial inquiry. Tomorrow, 21st Thursday, July, Annamalai is going to meet the governor on two things. One is on fake passport, another is on Kallakurichi. Therefore, it's going to be a flashpoint from tomorrow onwards. That's what I could summarize. And it is, as they say in Hindi, dabba. Dabba means, a black mark on your face. It's a black mark on DMK administration. And now it's right time for Mr. MK Stalin to pull up his socks.
Rajagopalanji, I also witnessed a video yesterday which is really going and hitting me in the gut. There is a minister who goes to meet the mother of the child who has died. Okay. And it's a very small video. I don't want to share it here because it's very obscene in my opinion. And what happens is this guy has a packet of money. It's a white packet with money because it's pretty thick. Now, what he does is he's comforting her. They're talking, and then he wants to talk to her real close in her ear. And then at that point of time, he inserts this packet into her blouse. How obscene can this minister get? What is happening, sir? These are the kind of people who are ministers. Her husband is standing right by her side.
Oh, that is a very sad state of affairs in Tamil Nadu. The importance of ministers are being carried away, and they get that power into their heads. So that's obscene. I also saw the video. Let us not debate it, Mr. Iyer, because it will spread like a wildfire. Now, as we are on live, three important things. Pani Puri bechne wale, North Indians, Tamil. What they say in Tamil Nadu, they sell only Pani Puri walas are Hindi speaking. One minister says. Another minister says different. Third minister says different. And the fourth minister puts that money in the cleavage of a woman. And also the woman who lost her baby 4 days ago. These are all certain vulgar acts. High time, it is very high time, Mr. MK Stalin realizes, and this is not real Dravidian model.
This is first part of our discussion today, Rajagopalanji, and we are sure that something more needs to happen, and it has to happen. Things have gotten too far in Tamil Nadu, in my opinion, sir. And I think you and I are witness to this, how things are playing out by the hour. The second topic that we are going to talk about is what is happening in the Lok Sabha, where the Eknath Shinde faction appears to have got the party symbol of the bow and arrow. Sir, please walk us through how smoothly that has happened, because I see now information coming out that this has been the group that has been recognized. There's so in the Shiv Sena, in the Lok Sabha also, did they have 2/3 number of MPs, sir?
Yeah, they do have. It's a smooth operation. My point is, Eknath Shinde is the luckiest person. To give a summary to your viewers, Mr. Iyer, I would say Maharashtra politics has been dominated by Mr. Sharad Pawar. He split Shiv Sena 4 or 5 times. He stabbed them. During the lifetime of Mr. Balasaheb Thackeray, Narayan Rane was taken out, and Chhagan Bhujbal was taken out. But now, since Mr. Sharad Pawar is much older, he is in the late 80s and early 80s, and he lost his balance, that is political balance. My point is, Eknath Shinde is a new avatar of Hemanta Biswa Sarma of Assam in Maharashtra, because he knows what is happening at the ground level. Eknath Shinde, as you described, has the Shiv Sena has got 19 MPs, and in the MLAs, Eknath Shinde got total control of MLAs. Now the members of parliament, 12 members of parliament have shown their allegiance, and overnight, I can even mail it to you, the order of Lok Sabha, which I request you to put it after some time on the screen. It all happened in jet speed. The reason being, today at in another exactly half an hour, we are at 10:20 in Indian time, and in another half an hour or 1 hour, the Supreme Court is going to take up the case. The bow and arrow, the election symbol of Mr. Shiv Sena, the party Shiv Sena and Uddhav Thackeray, will now smoothly transform to Mr. Eknath Shinde, because he controls 90% of the elected representative and 60% of the cadre, organizational cadre. Now, in another 6 months' time down the line, the Maharashtra state will go for civic polls. For that, the bow and arrow is more important. On the top of it, in 2019, the Lok Sabha MPs who who have that allegiance towards Eknath Shinde, all won with the kind of bow and arrow and lotus symbol. But for Narendra Modi, in their posters and publicity materials, Maharashtra government would not have been formed by Uddhav Thackeray, because he cheated the public mandate, circumvented the public mandate. Then Eknath Shinde called it a day for Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, snatched the power from him. So this is the simple, and Lok Sabha Speaker Mr. Om Birla yesterday heard both sides, Uddhav Thackeray side and also the Eknath Shinde side. He saw the number. Eknath Shinde has got 12. Uddhav Thackeray has got minimum numbers in single digit. Therefore, he arrived at a conclusion. Eknath Shinde and Rahul Shivale has been named as the leader of Shiv Sena. It is going to be very easy for the Supreme Court also to come to a ruling after thorough, deliberations and also arguments and counter arguments. Day after tomorrow, the Election Commission is going to take up the case, and of course, Election Commission will also come to a conclusion. But in short, Eknath Shinde is the luckiest person.
Sir, if you want to take a sip of water, please go ahead, sir. We will wind down this show because almost done. We just have one question, and I'll ask that in just 1 second. Viewers, please like this video. I would like Sri Rajagopalanji to come here as many times as possible, and he's very, very crisp in his observations. In fact, for a change, this particular discussion about Kallakurichi happened in PGurus Tamil first. And when I saw that, you wanted me to see it, sir, and I was watching it. Then I said, wait a minute, I have to do this thing in English also, because here is a new template being established called the Flash Riot template. and people need to understand the signs that are there. It's all there, and this needs to play out. So there are two challenges as I see it, Rajagopalanji. One is the actual cause of death of Sreemati. Second is, who are the elements who suddenly, I believe they all wore black shirts, sir. That is the other thing that people are saying, that they all wore black shirts. The ones who were setting fire to buses and so on and so forth. And there are some other allegations. I don't want to go into that because I don't have any proof. Whatever we have talked about thus far, it is all there on social media, so people can go and look at it themselves. So in conclusion, one question that people have, sir, is that Mr. Rohit, I'll just show it. You can see it. He says, Rohit Bardapurkar says 2/3 of 19 is 12.6. Shindeji does not have support of 13 MPs. How did this group offer leader position?
Rohit, you are not Speaker of Lok Sabha. And second thing, the Speaker of Lok Sabha, after consulting the legal experts, have come to that one. Either half or one. Today you wait and see. Most of them will come to Eknath Shinde camp. Rohit, you have a point, but that point cannot be a valid reason. If you are very particular about asking this question, my request to Rohit is, please implead yourself in the Supreme Court and file an affidavit. Let us see how Rohit gets a chance of his side to be argued.
Yes, absolutely.
And on Kallakurichi, I would like to end with that Kallakurichi, Mr. Iyer.
Yes,
Two quick points, because the saddest part of Tamil Nadu political history is Kallakurichi. It has got 2 or 3 major implications. One, political. Second, as you said, that Karupar Kootam in Tamil, what they say, black crowd, that dominated the entire thing. Politically, I am more worried because it is going to affect the social fabric of Tamil Nadu. And in another 5 years' time, Mr. Iyer, in Tamil Nadu, what is happening, because I'm in touch with them, I visit most frequently. Of course, during Corona time, I could not. But one thing is very certain, North Indian domination in Tamil Nadu, most of the places, in every part of Tamil industry, the Biharis, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand, Manipur, people have gone deep into Tamil Nadu. Even in the part of, Tirunelveli type, down south, Kanyakumari, you have large population of Biharis. The Tamilians are being, made as freebies, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi said. These are all certain things. Tamilians should now wake up. Things are going out of your control. Kallakurichi and Sreemati, Lavanya are going to be a model for you to understand what is happening in Tamil Nadu. Please let Tamil Nadu not go to the extreme position. We must control it at the right time. That is the reason why the ADMK, Edappadi Palanisami's group, Mr. Annamalai and Mr. Dr. Ramdas, PMK, they have already gone much deeper into Kallakurichi type of incident. Real thing has not yet come out. That is what I would like to say. Then the time will be the best, stabilizer. It will come. My understanding, who instigated it, who was the right person who created this mayhem, will definitely be out very soon. But it's a political call for Mr. M.K. Stalin, the Chief Minister. Through PGurus, I would like to appeal to Tamil Nadu government, please ensure that peace prevails in Kallakurichi.
Last question, sir. I almost forgot, but I need to ask you this also. The fake passport scandal around Madurai. Sir, this looks like this is not something recent. It has been going on for a while, even in the ADMK government. And so far, it appears, again, I could be wrong, I don't have the latest information, it appears that the concerned officials have not been acted upon by the Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. Can you kind of quickly, in 3-5 minutes, wrap up what has happened in this case, how in one particular police station so many fake passports were given? Sir, I yield the floor to you and then we will wrap it up, sir.
Yeah, and I start with Tamil because most of your viewers understand Tamil. I will translate that in English also for your viewers' benefit. Kallakurichi, Kalla passport, Kalagathirku Periya Abathu. These two are going to be a major problems for DMK government. Kalla passport means fake passport. Kallakurichi means, the local people. Though it's rhythmical to present it in Tamil, but same thing cannot be brought in English, the true translation. But the message is simple. Kallakurichi, law and order problem. Fake passport is going to be a threat to the state, that is Tamil Nadu. Fake passport, total 760 passports, rough estimation, Mr. Iyer, have been issued under one building in Madurai. I forget the name of the place, Ayanapuram or something.
Ailapuram, right.
Ailapuram, which that building has got 28 passports have been, overnight at 12:15 in the midnight that was cleared with the connivance of local postmaster, local regional passport officer of Madurai, and third, the state intelligence. It is happening since Jayalalitha's days onwards. And most of them in a fake name. For example, if my name is X and you can get the passport in the name of Y, I don't want to bring religion here because that will create furthermore, as we are very live, we can't edit it, we can't withdraw it, we can't expunge it. I am very careful when I mention it. X name is printed as Y, X religion is made as Y religion. So therefore, Govindan Krishnasamy is saying just Avanyapuram. Thank you, Govindarajan. Thank you, Mr. Govindarajan, for your clarity and you correcting me because I went very wrong on that, Govindarajan. Second, high time the state intelligence apparatus is taken over by a very senior officer. It should be risen to the DGP level. And my only sincere request to the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, Mr. M.K. Stalin, for 1 year, you have shown the people are very agitated with this Kallakurichi and Kalla passport. People are furthermore agitated. Please have a course correction. High time, let center send you a senior intelligence officer from central government to set it right, because yesterday the local newspapers have carried out a big story, which I would like to request your viewers also to Google and read it. They said a lot of things about that. Total number 760, persons identified are 25 to 30 fake passports, and all the 760 will expire after 10 years, that is 2026. Another 4 more years you have to struggle. Most of them are in some foreign country. You can't understand which country they are in. They may be in Seychelles, they may be in USA, they may be in some other place. You can't identify. When it comes for renewal, then you can cut it, but you can't identify. Genuine persons will get affected, and those who have got fake passports, they get. And the second, the police have got 127 pages report, and Chief Minister, Mr. M.K. Stalin, please act on it. Whether it is Jayalalitha or DMK or ADMK, men are involved in that. It is a political crisis which created an anti-national feeling in Tamil Nadu. It may also lead to Sri Lankan, militant activists. So therefore, it's high time. I don't want to speak further because I don't want to get into the legalities. I don't want to get into defamatory things. I must be very careful. Please, one word on fake passport issue. The Chief Minister has to act quickly with appointing a retired judge as an investigating officer and find out what is what. And it leads to center also, Mr. Iyer. It leads to 2 important departments in central government. That is Ministry of External Affairs. Again, and incidentally, the foreign minister is a Tamilian, Dr. Jaishankar. He understands the issue very well. He has been in Indian Foreign Service for 35 years. He knows what that, a fake passport could do, create a ruckus in the Indian system. So, Union Ministry of Home Affairs is also involved in the sense in creating these passports through local intelligence. High time that center, state and the police, there should be a reform in issuance of passport. Let us be very careful on that.
Thank you very much, Rajagopalanji. And it's, see, a lot of things were happening, and that's why we had to come online very, very quickly. And as I can tell you, and viewers, you can see the information shared here by Sri Rajagopalanji and some of the stuff that I have gathered, you will not find it in most of the mainstream media. And it affects the country, because so many passports criminally obtained, and most of them have a very criminal background. Name change, religion change. Basically, that's how you wipe out what was your past, and all sorts of things are alleged. In fact, they're also saying that the police station in Avaniyapuram, the police station actually burnt all the records also of having done sham verification of the addresses and things like that. So from the police side, there is not much data. They were erased almost all of it, but a copy exists in the regional passport office, and we have to hope and pray that that doesn't get burnt too, because see, everybody wants to escape having committed the crime, and that's what I'm hoping, that the Home Minister Amit Shah, 100 problems he has. Unfortunately, we have to add a few more to his plate, but we have to tell the way we see it. Thank you so much, Rajagopalanji, and we'll be back again, viewers, with more information from Rajagopalanji. Namaskar.
Thank you. Bye.